Bloop, bloop.
So, here we are. Another day. Brand new moment. Beginning of the stream. Let's turn up the kitty cat cam. And let's make it more white. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Happy Sunday to the world around us. Here we are. Happy Sunday. Just wanted to hang out, do some programming or something. Woo! What happened to the floor? The view. Show grid. Show guest material. Awesome! Okay, so where are we at so far? In our adventure, we have gotten this far. Kerplunk. We have cubes. Oh my god, what is this? Make it stop. Why does it everything look like little gritty things? Test grid. Show grid material. Okay, I don't want the grid material. Oh, there, that's better. So we have the fabricator, and it isn't quite done yet. Basically, the idea is you're going to go into the fabricator, your garage, basically, and then you'll be able to build your car. And it will be on this platform, but because, of course, of orientation and visibility, I mean, you can zoom out, I guess, and just do that. Maybe that's not such a big deal. And then you place blocks. Apparently the blocks might be 3x3s. I'm not certain. The designers have given me their feedback. One doesn't like the cubes dancing around, thinks it's silly, doesn't like the idea of them being scrap. Again, that's all fair. What I'm going to do, actually, so I've got this test UI I haven't learned how to do UI on this platform yet, but if I went I gotta sneeze. I'm going to mute the mic. One moment, please. My, oh my. Because I can run around and pick up blocks. So what if I just put a big fat number in there just to see what it looked like? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type something called Roblox GUI how to print a number. Okay. Displaying a number on a text label. Huh. I'm trying to make a GUI which multiplies numbers by doing things. I couldn't find anything. Text label equals start a GUI screen frame text label num text box function focus lost. I suck at scripting. You could just set the text label's text to the multiplied number. What do we got to do here? Player get service. Wait for screen GUI, wait for child, wait for frame, find first child test label. Number equals a number. The text box equals the script parent. Ugh. Where do you put this? Text box focus lost, connect to number, the script parent text, then bananas. Notice, instead of local text label equals garbage, you could simply assign it as you did the text box. You should get every player's GUI and change the text label. Start GUI only used to change the GUI that would be shown to the player when it joins or responds. To change the GUI while playing, you should access the client's GUI. You could change every player's GUI with remote events or a for loop. The easy way to do it with a for loop. For players, do players GUI frame text equals number. Note that using this method makes the server change the GUI of every player, so if you edit it from the client side, the script won't take those changes. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Two issues. The plus to the text label should be game players local players screen frame text label. If this is a local script, you can't multiply strings with numbers. I have no idea. I haven't learned nothing. That's what I just discovered. I learned a big, fat, stupid nothing. Zero. That was an absolute, complete, and utter zero. I made a starter GUI. Okay, I'm going to look up a new thing. Roblox starter GUI. How to display a number, or how to display text on a client GUI. How does it display server value on a client GUI? There, that's even more. How do I have the server interact with everyone's GUI? Starter GUI showing server values. Scripting support. Okay, here we go. I'm currently coding a GUI that shows people who join a party and can join or leave the party. I'm able to get it to show up for an individual person. However, I'm struggling to get the same values to show up for all players. I tried using a bindable event that seems to fire on the local script, but doesn't ask. Local script. Replicated server or storage. Players get service players. Team string. Replicated storage team string. my player, game player's local player, string event, replicated storage string event, team frame, script parent. What's the name of this script? Where do you put it? I don't freaking know anything. Where do local scripts go? How about that for the next stupid question? Roblox. Where do local scripts GUI go? A local script should be somewhere that is locally copied to every client when they join. Player scripts, backpack, player GUI. If the button is a GUI button, put the script inside the button. If I have a local script that I don't know where to put, I just put it inside the starter pack and it works. If I have a local script that I don't know where to put it, I put it in the starter pack. Local script should be somewhere that's copied to everyone when they join. I don't see anything. I made scripts, but I don't think that's the right place to put it. I don't think this is right. I think this is garbage. Starter player? Starter character scripts, starter player scripts. So these are local? So what do I do? Do I add a script? Where should I put my scripts? Where do module scripts go? Module scripts are in the server script when used server side, and replicated storage when used by client side local scripts, such as GUI interactions. Replicated storage is where I would put GUI interactions. Okay. I don't know. Do I just rename it? I don't know. GUI manager. Is that what I do? And then what do I do? Server script service has these scripts and it has that script, and that script looks for server script service descendants and adds them as module scripts to a table of server scripts. The replicated ones are in a specific spot, so I have to scope them to get the replicated storage, and then I get service, or I replicated service team strings. I don't know. I don't know at all. Get service players, replicated storage team string. So if replicated storage team string, is that the name of a script? Would I make a script? Remote event, remote function, selection box, a GUI, an accessory, a constraint, a beam, a screen GUI. So here's GUI that's replicated that would, so I made GUI here in starter GUI, but maybe that's not where that should go. Maybe that should go over here in replicated GUI. And now I have my GUI is there. And then, how do I talk to it? Showing server values. Local script, how can I get the thing? I believe you want the string to show for anyone. There's just nothing. I'm currently coding a GUI. I'm able to get it to show up for a thing, but I was struggling to get the same value to show for all players. I tried using a bindable event that seems to fire on the local script, but it doesn't run. replicated storage. I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, what happens if I push play now? Does that GUI show up? No, now it doesn't. See, I don't understand. Am I supposed to instantiate it? Is now it's not a real GUI? Because it's not started, it's a replicated GUI, so I need to create it? Let's ask another stupid question. Roblox replicated storage screen GUI how to display. Okay, another post. I've been looking at a lot of posts. You should never use starter GUI. You should always use replicated GUI to clone the UIs into the player GUI instead. But then I also see a lot of posts where people leave their UIs in starter GUI and then make them visible and invisible when they need to. Why should make my UI, place them replicated, and clone them into the player GUI when I needed to? So how do you clone them? You should place your GUIs and replicate it unless they're used almost the entire time the players in the game. Main GUIs that are constantly shown can be in starter GUI. No point in not having them there. It generally makes things a tiny bit simpler. Put them in starter GUI. There's no reason to put them in replicated. How does sometimes choose to clone the GUIs to replicate it? Pretty sure it's all about said person preference. Unless this was patched, it has to do with the fact that if you leave elements in starter GUI, when the server will have a copy of the GUIs in the game clone for every player that joins, which is a waste of memory because the server doesn't do anything with the player's UI anyway since it's all handled in the client. Storing GUIs in a replicated server, however, ensures that the server only has one copy of the game's GUI. Having a folder of all your game's GUIs and clone it into the client's player GUI, and change the visibilities of each element when you need them. Okay, that's just great. Roblox. How to clone GUI from replicated storage to player GUI. Clone doesn't work. Can exploiters. How do you clone models? GUI from replicators not copying. Help with cloning a GUI, scripting grid. How do I move a GUI from workspace? Clone GUI frame from thing, parenting a GUI to replicated, then back. GUI not being cloned into the player after respawning. GUI not going into player GUI. Cloning a GUI from replicated to a player. There's like, in terms of trying to find help, I am not finding help. What does this say? 2 answers. You cannot have this in your script, in your server script. Local player equals game players, local players. Here's your fixed script. You only need one in starters GUI as a local script. Replicated storage sprint, player games thing, players added connect GUI. Okay, let's try that. If this works, if this works. Okay, well, I don't know, where do I put this? You only need one in starter GUI as a local script. So in starter GUI, I make a script. A local script. And in this local script, I paste this random code that I found from a random place. And I put this random code in this random place. And it says the GUI is screen GUI. Screen GUI. And the player is player. And the player added connect clone the player's the GUI parent into the player's player GUI. Let's see what happens. Nothing. doesn't seem to be the way. Why would I assign this parent? Why wouldn't it be the other way around? Why wouldn't it be player GUI equals the clone of the... I don't understand this syntax. This doesn't make any sense. Player wait for child player GUI? Server script service. Starter character scripts. So this is starter character scripts. So this goes in starter character scripts. You cannot have this in a server script. Here's your fix script. You only need one in starter GUI as a local script. Okay. I don't understand. It is there. Maybe I'll make it say hello. Print starter GUI. And then we'll run it again. I need my console. I need my console. So what did it say? Player added is not a member of player. Huh? I don't understand. So that's garbage. How about this one? I was trying to make a GUI. When I type a command, it would change the text, but I keep getting an error. Is not a valid member of players. Banana. Basically, I want to make my GUI. Will change the text when I command when there's two codes and I do a thing. So what did I get from my output here? Let's just take a look. What is this? Oh. Let's just comment this whole out. Boop, 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 boop. And player controller just doesn't do anything. That's not supposed to go there anyways. That's supposed to go in replicated storage. And I don't think that's supposed to go there. This goes in starter player scripts, starter GUI, scripts. I don't even know where that goes. Let's just delete it. Let's delete that. How about that? Less errors? Maybe that's a good thing. So now we get that. We get a humanoid starter GUI. And then player added is not a valid anything. player get thing, instance new remote event, change text event, game replicated storage, change text. I was trying to make a GUI when I type a command. Good day. Hello. The error message you're getting suggests that player GUI is not a valid member of players. That's because player is a player's object, not a specific player. To fix this, you can update your change text function to accept a player parameter instead of the player variable from your main code. Instance remote event, change text for player, player wait for child, player GUI wait for child, my screen GUI clone, screen GUI. So this again, oh, maybe it's supposed to be game player added? Game player added? Oh, game players player added. Function character added connect wait for screen GUI parent. I don't understand this syntax at all. Like at all. I feel like I'm trying to learn from idiots. There's no actual real documentation that tells you how this shit works. Oh my God, I'm complaining a lot. Why does some code have the word game in front of it and other code doesn't? Okay, let's just look for something else. Roblox tutorial, how to clone replicated storage GUI. GUI clone from replicated storage doesn't work. How to clone a GUI to the client to the server. So, scripting support. You can write your topic however you want, but you need to answer these questions. What do you want to achieve? What's the issue? What's the solution? Try this to see how events work. Okay, let's see how events work. Let's learn something. Create a remote event on replicated storage. Okay, a remote event. And we will rename this to be called test remote event. Cool beans. Or my event. I guess I could call it my event as according to the little test. My event. Okay. Create a local script and place it in starter player scripts. Local script. And put it there. Local. My event. My value. You're talking to the server. My event. Fire server. My value. Create a script and place it in server script service. Okay. Server script service. Where are all my scripts? Oh, I need to hit stop. Shit. Oh, it didn't save anything I just did. Damn it. Start again. In replicated storage, create a remote event called my event. And then make a local script, and we're going to put code, create a script, put that there. Create a server script. Played it in thing, and we're going to call this my event, replicated my event on storage connect, on server event, print hi. Script. And we will rename this event handlers, events. Okay. And in events, we're going to put this. My event, replicated storage my event on server event, print hi player my value. Make sure your output is visible and press play. Hi, Nunspeed, you're talking to the server. Lovely. I have learned something. Let's keep doing that. To simplify, use a remote event to communicate with the server if you want to clone a GUI from the client to the server. Remember that the server doesn't know what exists on the client. You will need to send over the properties. Okay, so there's my RPCs. Beautiful. Let's look at that again. My event, Nunspeed, you're talking to the server. My event fire server. What other things can you do with a my event? Clone the current GUI to replicate and have the thing to the server. You want the GUI to exist inside the replicated storage before you have all this code running. Remember what I said before, that the server does not know what's happening. You can use a remote event to clone the GUI that we'll be placing in the replicator before you run the game. To answer the reply question, the server cannot tell if you clone the client's GUI into replicated storage. Trying to clone this and the server result will nil. Kind of works. Problem is I have a local script which clones an image label onto a frame. This makes sense. I would have to do this. You need to use remote sets, multiple instances. Okay, well that's one lesson. We now know how to do RPCs. And events, that's the RPC call. Interesting. What other things can we do with that? On server event, child removed, fires. Okay, let's read these all. Okay, cool. Non-unique instance, replicated storage, fired immediately after a property of an object change. Demonstrate the changed event by creating a part. Part instant thing. Part changed. This fire is changed with transparency. Part transparency similar to this. Oh, so yeah, but I'm actually instantiating the whole thing on the server, so it's not even user interface. It's like world objects. My little red sausage. a read-only string representing the class this instance belongs to. If an instance can be cloned, parented, local function onChild added, print instance name added to the workspace, workspace child added connect, onChild added, part parent workspace. Oh, interesting. You can have events when things get placed in the world. Destroying, fires immediately on part destroying, wait, yielding, part destroying connect. Script signals. Workspace child removed. Destroy. Child removed connect. Fires from a script when a fire server is called. On the same remote event instance from a local script. Very cool, I get it. Ancestry change fires when the instance, parent, property of an object one instance is changed. I don't know why they would do that, but fires a descendant is added. Fires when an attribute is changed. Descendant fires immediately before a descendant of the instance is removed. Okay, well, I'm trying to clone a frame from replicated storage and parent it to another frame in starter GUI. Okay, let's take a look. I'm going to clone a replicated parent to another starter GUI. Expect to see the text in the frame but cannot. When I manually duplicate the frame, replicated storage, and enter and drag it to the frame in starter GUI, it works fine. I can see in the text. There's no errors or warnings when I run the script and update the display called I can see and move the edges of the frame from replicated storage but not the text. Replicated storage, starter GUI. Update resource display. Replicated storage, wait for child, update resource display. Function update display for key values. Turns out starter GUI is only for the start. If you want to change the player's GUI at runtime, that's done with player GUI, not starter GUI. Changing the second line to the following code and replacing it. Again, no help. I'm trying to clone a GUI from replicated storage to a player GUI. Script. My script for cloning. Local player equals game player locals a variable of the player. Local GUI, game replicated storage register, variable for the GUI. Function clone. GUI clone parent equals player GUI. Script parent, mouse click, connect clone. Put the surface GUI in starter GUI, set the adorning property to the really making this so hard. Player, wait for child, variable that's in the GUI. Well, our GUI is screen GUI, isn't it? Isn't that what we're trying to, that's what we're trying to clone? So let's go this way. Let's do what this guy says. copy. So the player is player. And then we wait for their GUI. And then our replicated storage gives us the GUI. And then let's get rid of this weirdness. I don't know what this is. But let's go with this idea. Script dot parent dot mouse button. That's not a valid thing. I don't know. What is script mouse button click? Clone. Wait a minute. What does this mean? What am I doing? I don't even know what this means. I realize in a panic attack. Coding with Roblox Lou in 24 hours of Riffer Barber Guy. So there's a book. So are you supposed to put the GUI in your starter GUI and then you clone it to the replicated? Because that's what that looks like. This doesn't make any sense. Fire server, yeah, okay, we got that. Okay. Quick countdown. Here we go. That's a good example. The server needs to get information to everyone in the server, but it doesn't need any information back. But I don't want it to everyone. I want it to a specific user. We've demonstrated countdown activity. The first was simply to output where the client can't see it. The second was display it on a 3D GUI in the game space. The problem with that is people can walk away from it and not see it. So we want to ensure everyone experiences it. Remote event is the way to do it. A text label displays the countdown at the end. In replicators, or add a remote event named countdown event. Insert a remote event into the thing. In server scripts, add a script. Create references for replicated server in the thing. Replicated service, countdown event. Create a countdown using a for loop. On every iteration, fire the event and pass back the current countdown. Click here to view the code image. Get the client side going. In Starter GUI, add a new screen GUI. Okay, so that doesn't go there. That goes in Starter GUI, Starter GUI. Which is where I thought it should go. And then you could have a frame. And on the frame, you could have a text label. And that text label, we will make it like this big. A little less than that big. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Qu'est-ce que c'est? J'avais reçu Rien. C'est totalement rien. Alors, I don't know. Do something like that. Sure. As a label. Background color is black. What's the foreground color? What's the foreground color? I don't know. Text, the name is scrap counter. And the parent is the frame. Sure. Why are you doing that? Sure. You keep doing that. Why does it keep doing that? So annoying. Text. Text color. We'll make the text color white. Okay. Make the text color bigger. Text size. Let's make it bigger. 32. And then the text is just 99. 999. How's that? And now we can go back to text size. And there it is. So the text actually is nothing. Now what? I want to replicate, but if I only want to replicate it to a single user, what do I do? In Screen GUI, add a local script. This is where you put the code you want to run when the event is fired. So, to player starter scripts, local script, I can do that. That's fine. Whatever. That's just a test. But here, we're going to go we want the replicated storage service. We want to wait for child countdown event. So I guess why does this work? But why am I supposed to? So the other way they're saying is I can go. I'll just use this code. Okay, let's do it. Count down event. Countdown event. And here they're saying I should do copy, paste, replicated storage. They're going game get service replicated storage. But this implies that I've already got it. I don't understand. Here they're saying do this colon wait for child my event. I'm curious if this if that will work the same. Let's just comment that over a second. So this is just an alternate way of doing the other thing that I had done already. And it said, Nunzes, you're talking to the server. So, but now I have my UI back and I have my number. So, very inconsistent messaging. Like, why does one instruction say I can do this, and another one says I have to do that? However, once I've got it, we've got the service, and now we're waiting for the things that are in there. So in theory, if I went here and went countdown event, remote event, I think what they said, make a remote event, call it the countdown event, and we'll spell it right, countdown event. And then here in we get the countdown event by going to replicated storage, colon, wait for child, quote, countdown event, quote, bracket. And now we can on timer update. So get the screen GUI and the text label. So the local screen GUI is equal to the script parent and I am putting this in starter player scripts. Okay. And then the count display, local count, count display is equal to the screen GUI dot show countdown. What is that? Oh, starter GUI, screen GUI, show countdown. Starter GUI, screen GUI. Do I have to rename that? So if I rename that to be inventory, so do I go countdown display? So do I go screen GUI, how does it know? Oh, this is screen GUI. I'm confused. In screen GUI, add a local script. This is where you put the code that you want to run whenever the event is fired. In the example shown in figure 12.5, it's been misnamed Display Manager. Add a local script to starter players. Set your references and click a new function to be called when the event fires. Click here to view the thing. So this code should go in What? Okay, we'll call it Display Manager. Display Manager. So I put this script in here. And then my script parent, well, now script dot parent is screen GUI. Okay. And now I can go screen GUI dot inventory dot scrap counter is the display. Oh, you seem very communicative, Herr Virenus. What does that mean? Is that your generic? Is that your generic hello? Is that how you say hello to people? How bizarre. And then what do? I have my counter, and then I make a timer. Function timer update count and set the text label to match the incoming thing. So count display dot cool text equals count. And then the count down event on client event connect on timer event. And now I need code that changes the I need to do this code. Create a countdown event. In the server script, add a script. Create references for replicated and remote event. Okay, we'll just duplicate what we did before. In here. No. When the player's inventory increases. That seems kind of over the top. Get the replicated service. Get the countdown event. Create a I don't want to do any timer. All I want to do is just go countdown event dot colon fire Fire client. Fire all clients. Oh, fire client player. Oh, how nice. I can actually specify it on the per player. Fire client. And then I want to specify the player, which I think I have stored in the player because I've got it self-player. Fire client player, comma, and then the arguments. Count. What is count? Count is inventory item quantity. It's a table that I've inserted into for I equals items. I don't know how to get the number of items in self-inventory pound. How about that? So let's go pick up a block. It says 1. Two. How exciting. 3. 4. Yippee nippy skippy. 5. 6. Yay. I'm so happy. 7. 8. This is like massive progress. All of a sudden. 9. Bling. 10. Oh my goodness. Oh, hold on. I have to remember. I have to see if I can remember what you taught me. Just a second. I of course don't remember, but I will. What? You sent me some other funny word. Oh, Cześć. 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 Hello, hello, hello. There's my little kitty cat. Hey, baby. So today I've already made amazing, incredible, super awesome progress. Not really, but I'm going to count any bit of progress I can call. So I can run into my block and it increases the counter. I've picked up 11 blocks and now 12. And then of course I finished this off yesterday, so when I stand on the thing the little hologram appears and it goes away. I should probably have it initialized correctly so that it's not visible. And then of course you can just zoom out and rotate around, so maybe being standing at one point is not going to be that bad. So I haven't done the ray tracing part, but now I have a counter for the inventory. So I'm excited about that. The idea is you're going to go here and you're going to deposit the scrap that you've collected into the box. But it's nice to see you. Thank you, Mudra. 1 a.m. I'm on holidays. I have holidays all week, so I'm going to probably be working on this a whole bunch. And it will be a slow grind, to be sure. Sleep well. Can I say something like that? Sleep well. Śpi dobrze. Śpi dobrze. Yes, indeed. Okay. Well, I'm excited. Super excited. So dumb. Oh, well, then you can use the soothing tone of my voice to help you go to sleep. Until we meet again. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Close your big bloodshot eyes. Lullaby. And good night. So, what am I going to do now? Oh, you do? I need dead silence when I sleep. Everything has to be quiet. I don't even like fans on, no white noise. I want it to be silent. Dead silence. Although I do leave my window open because I like fresh air. And if there's noise outside, because I don't sleep very well, I'm a restless sleeper. And I know that some people have said, well, then what you should do is you should turn on some white noise so that you're less sensitive to disruption. That doesn't work. It actually keeps me awake, like actively awake instead of just, yeah, not for me. Okay, so this is doing things. How exciting! These aren't doing anything. I don't know what they would do, but they're not doing it. Oh, you got a smart house, do you? I have these smart lights. Well, I don't want to talk to you because I want you to go to bed. You have work in the morning. You got to get up 8. I'm going to get up really early in the morning tomorrow too. I'm going to go to the pool and go swimming hopefully because I need to go. I need some exercise. I sit in this chair far too much. Okay. What am I doing? Ray tracing. So this is a big win. I'm excited about this. Um, I don't know if I should have these do something. I feel, well, you know what? Let's go read. Let's learn. How do I make a user interface boop a button? The GUI has choices. Server choices. Create an event. Make a button with buttons. The buttons appear on the client when it makes it possible for the buttons to be chosen. Select one of the buttons and insert a local script. Set your reference to the remote event, the button in the frame. So replicate a server. Map picked is the event. The button script parent. Frame button parent. Create a function connected to the button's activated event. On button activated, connect to the thing. Inside, use fire server to send the name of the button that was picked. So the button name. Oh my god, look at that. I think I can just, I think I know how to do things all of a sudden. In a flash, I've gone from knowing nothing to knowing just nothing plus 1, which is like a vast 100% improvement from nothing. It's like leaping forward into the land of something. So, I don't really know what these buttons do. Deploy, I mean, what I would want, it would be like you press this button to deploy the garage, the fabricator. and then you could have another button to pick it up, deploy, pick it up. Of course, it could be a toggle. So if it is deployed, then change this to pick it up, and then you pick it up again, which I imagine would be changing the name of the button, and it would just be an icon, and you drop it and pick it up and run and drop it and pick it up. I don't know. It seems dynamic and useful. Then, of course, then there would be the notion that you wouldn't be able to drop it down in certain areas. Like maybe there's like the enemy area and you can't just drop your car and start fixing it. You can only fix it in safe areas. I like the idea. Let's make this, we're going to make this button pick up. So first things first, we have buttons. We have text button 1. And we will rename it to be what the hell? No. What you doing? Pick up fabricator. And, or should it be drop? Pick up, drop? It should be a toggle, really. I am learning how this is my first Roblox game. I've been a game engine programmer for 30 years, but I've never made a Roblox game. My kids have a design, and so I'm making it. And I am learning how to use this. This is day 5 of me learning how to use it. And now I'm on holidays, so I'm going to try to expedite my learning. And then we'll put this one be drop fabricator. Drop fabricator. So far, I have this, because you're curious. I have a sea of cubes dancing around in the sky, and this is the fabricator. It's still a thing in development. And what will happen is you collect scrap that's floating in the sky, and that gives you scrap parts, and you put it into your fabricator, and then you build your car on the fabricator, and then you press a button or do something, interact with the fabricator somehow. Maybe it adds another user interface, a fabricator user interface. I don't know. A block picker. And you build your car, and then when you're done, you step off, and the car bonk drops onto the ground. Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe you have different vehicles, because there's going to be different, potentially, I don't know, still figuring this out, but there might be different biomes. And instead of one big contiguous open world, which is getting tired, don't you think, is that there's an environment that is a biome, and then like Lego Movie, you go up to the edge of that biome, and then you go through a little cutscene for no good reason other than to show a cutscene, to transition to a different biome which has different terrain properties, so that your vehicle has to be customized to navigate the appropriate terrain. So like muddy ground, or snowy ground, or icy ground, or weedy ground. And then there's enemies with bases, and you have to go to the base and you attack them with your weaponry of some kind to collect special parts or ammo for the special weapon parts that you potentially can build onto your vehicle. So it's kind of Mad Max in that way. So you're building a Mad Max car, and then you can use your car to drive around and shoot the enemies. And then eventually there's boss characters in maybe each biome. Maybe. I don't know. So that's how far I've gotten so far. This is like only like 2 days of progress. And like I said, I'm still learning, because that's what we do. We learn. We learn forever until all of a sudden we don't have to anymore. We can just be content with the amount of knowing that we have achieved and rot our brains. And anyways, and then I added this just now. This is exciting. You ready? Are you ready? You see this little box down here, this black box? If I go and jump and touch that thing, it turns rusty and then it'll vanish. So that's just the pretend amount of time that an animation might happen as it gets destroyed and sucked into your pocket of scrap. And now I have 1 unit of scrap. But maybe it's not 1. Maybe the blocks have an arbitrary value of scrap that they're equal to. Maybe they're equal to 10 scrap each. So all of a sudden I go plop, and then this will zoom up to be equal to 10. And then I'll have 10 scrap. In terms of art, the art quality at this moment is programmer art. I am not an artist in that regard. Whee! That's what I'm doing. I hope that was satisfying for you. You're probably a big Roblox fan. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to make these buttons deploy and drop this thing wherever I happen to be instead of having it be anchored in one place. You see? Do you see what I'm saying? The words that are coming out of my mouth. Okay, so let's go to the buttons. Okay, what do we need to do? We need a new event. This one's going to be called Pickup Fabricator. And we'll have another one, which is drop or deploy. Maybe that's a better word. Deploy fabricator. I like that. Fabricator. Okay. Deploy. Cool beans. And then, when we click pick up the fabricator, we add a local script that is not that. It is something like this. Oh, no, copy. Replicate a server. We want to the pickup fabricator script. Event, and wait, there's no value. I mean, this is where this would be like pickup drop, pickup deploy would be a toggle, and then I could make one be the pickup and one be the drop, and then I only need one event. See how fast we improve our code? I'll just call it deploy fabricator event, and it's either deploy it or pick it up. Hey? So, local action equals, I guess I don't even do that. I can just make it be the name of the button. Ha 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 ha! How about that? So let's do it this way. How about we go, so this is now not called pickup. This is called deploy fabricator, and that's our event. And then we can go local button equals script parent local frame equals button parent and then we can go local function on button activated on button press. Boop. And we can put button activated connect on button press, and in there X whoop fire server, and then we're going to fire the name of the button. Button dot name. Did I get the right button? Script parent. Let's look at this. Script. The parent is text button. Why is it text button? Shouldn't it be pickup fabricator button? And then frame visible. Oh, and then we toggle the button? I thought, oh, well, I don't need to do that right now. I guess I could. Oh, okay, let's try it. Frame dot visible equals false. Let's see what happens if I do that. And this will save that. What we really want is in the server side, we need to respond to that. Events. That's one. Local toggle fabricator. Deploy fabricator equals game dot replicated storage dot deploy fabricator, and then guess it's a model or something. I'm not 100% sure. Not sure. Not 100% sure. I'll have to think about it. I don't know either. On map picked or local function on deploy fabricator boop action end, and if action equals now I have to actually be consistent with the name of the buttons because this code doesn't know about buttons. What I guess that's where you would clone it into server side so you know the name of the buttons. I don't really know. If it's pickup fabricator, I'm hating this. Just saying. If the option isn't, then do this. Can I do an else if? That way it's very specific. Action is deploy, then do that. So if it's this, I want to create it. I don't know. Print. Place the fabricator at the player's current position. Remove. Sorry. Pick up fab. Gator. Okay. Place the fabricator at the player's current position. Well, now we have messages. And then we need to hook that up. And the hooking it up is deploy fabricator on server event connect on deploy fabricator. And then we get an action. And in theory, do I have to add the same script to both buttons? I think I do. Local script. So this one deploys it, and this one picks it up, but they're the same script. Very inefficient. I don't like that. We'll have to figure out a better scripting. Maybe a button script at the parent here, and then it controls the buttons. I don't know. But in theory, what should happen is if I press this, okay, I don't want that to happen. Let's get rid of this frame call. That's craziness. Nothing is happening. Server scripts events. Let's put a print here. Print deploy server deploy server deploy. Okay. And we've got the deploy fabricator script, and we've connected a function, and our local script fires the deploy with a button name. Okay, maybe we should print the button name. How about that? Comma, action. Run. Maybe it's wrong. Server deploy nuns on speed. Nuns on speed? What the heck kind of weird object is that? What am I passing? Button name. How come that's what the pants? Let's print some messages here. Print button name. Print button name. Pick up fabricator. Deploy fabricator. But the server deploy function is picking up on some other string. Or maybe it's not getting any string. What's going on? We are firing this event, which is the deploy fabricator script or event, and we are passing it a button name, and we know that the button name is correct. So congratulations on us. And then the server events is getting, maybe what if I mean, is this the actual action? Maybe it's not even printing an action. Maybe it's not getting the action. And therefore nothing's happening. Okay, let's double check. Maybe there's some problems. Clone the map into the workspace. On map picked. Feels funny, doesn't it? Oh. Okay. Oh, maybe that's the player because it's sent to specific. Maybe there's multiple actions to this. Maybe I didn't understand. Oh, it's there's two arguments to the darn script. I am a silly Billy. So the first thing is the player, and then the second one is the argument. Okay. Pick up, deploy. Yay! That's exactly what I wanted. Place it here, place it here, place it here. Pick it up. It's already picked up. Okay, that's wonderful. So this is the fabricator. What we really want to do now is we want to make this thing. We're going to destroy it and then place it wherever we press the deploy button. So we'll walk over here and we'll go blunk, and then that should appear here. And so forth. Blunk. And that way we can roam and adventure in the world with our fabricator wherever we go. Isn't that happy? Doesn't that just tickle your fancy? Doesn't that make your toes curl in delight? I knew it. I knew you would say yes. I knew it. It was like all the knowing that I had in a bucket, and I put it all together, and I put some onions and not an old bone, but a meat bone, because meat, and then put some salt and maybe some pepper in it, and all of a sudden you got like a knowing soup, a soup of knowing. The knowledge just kind of becomes this broth of knowledge. It's really quite exciting, I'd have to say. So now that we have buttons that do something, what do we do with it? What do we do with this knowledge? With this effervescent power? So when we pick it up, presently, our main script makes a fabricator, and it places it at a location. Can I destroy the fabricator? When I destroy the fabricator, okay, let's just take this. Boom. Copy. We'll just make new fabricators. How about that? We'll just, whenever we place a fabricator, we'll just place a new fabricator. Huh? What do you think? And we have a player, and the player probably has a position, right? Right? Player dot position? I don't know. No, we just have a name. Roblox get player position. Finding player's position. You can fire a player in their position by going game players, player name, character humanoid root part, position. Now this could error if the character humanoid part isn't there. Ideally you want to do something more like local player gets service players, players added connect function. Player, so we, okay, wait a minute, I've got my other script. This script. Player's child added. And I take the player and I add them to my player manager. Wait for the humanoid. Got it. So I can always get the player character. I can always get this whenever I need it. Can I? Is my player manager allow me to get characters by name? I already made this part. Classes, scripts, player manager, add player, get player player. The thing is, what is the thing that I have in that function? Is that a player or is that a name? Because if I have the name, while the humanoid part do, player is, or humanoid part do, get what player is at. What? Why would I want it? I just want it once. This would print the possession every 4 seconds. No. I just want it immediately. So, events. Can I just do that? So if I have the player and I wait for the human, can I just the humanoid position? Print it. Why are you underlining it? Okay. Let's see if that happens. And then what we'll do is we'll just pass in this position instead. Play. This seems kind of crazy. Let's see what happens. I'm really excited. Position is not a valid manner of humanoid of workspace. Oh. So that's that. Maybe it's already a humanoid? That's a humanoid. Oh, okay. Well then I don't need to wait for it, do I? I can just use the player position. I can just go player position dash dash, and this is player position. So let's go like this. Oh, position is not a valid member of players. Players none's on speed. Okay, I'm using the wrong code. Let's go back a second here. You can find their position by going game players player name. Is it specifically player name being the name of the player? I'm not 100% sure. I don't know what the humanoid root part. Copy, paste, paste. Oh, fun. Fun. I'm not sure. Oh! It worked! Boink. Now, these should be toggles. How fun is that? Now, what we don't want it to be is we don't want the root part to be at chest height. We want it to be at 0. So we're going to go stop. And I'm delighted. Aren't you? I am mega delighted. So we're going to go vector 3 dot new bracket human position dot x comma 0 comma human position dot z with another bracket. It's missing a bracket. And now it should be on the ground. How cool is that? Okay, so right now we're spawning new ones, and what we really want to do is just reuse one of them and move it around wherever we go. I'm pleased. I'm delighted. I'm happy. You know what? Oh, you know what it's time for? It's 4:42 on my side of the planet. I am going to make myself a Shirley Temple because I bought ginger ale and orange juice and grenadine. So that's what I'm going to do. How cool is that? Bloop. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to I'll play, I don't know what I'll do. Open music. Open folder. Mastered WAV files. Let me see. View playlist. Delete. That's 3 minutes. How many minutes do I need? 7 minutes. I'll do 7 minutes. Ah, I love that song too. Thank you. I'm glad you do. What am I doing here? Well, I am excited that you're here. I made myself a Shirley Temple. It doesn't have the layered appearance apparently, but it tastes like a Shirley Temple. It's got grenadine and orange juice and ginger ale. Mmm. Mm-mm-mm. Maybe a little bit too much orange juice still. I don't know. I like it. It's good. I am making progress. Look at this. See, when you step on the little platform, it turns on the hologram, and when you get off, it turns it off. It's initialized to on, which is a little goofy, so I can fix that. So that this is the fabricator. And I don't know if you've been keeping up to speed with my incredible development. It's actually terrible. I'm so slow. But you can run up. And so see, here's this user interface thing down in the lower right corner. It's a big black box. But when I touch a block, which I can't, I have to wait until it comes down. Boink, I've touched it. And now I've now picked up one block. And then it vanishes. And I have one block. Now, what these things are, they're going to be scrap. Yeah, I'm making a game. My kids design it, and I program it. And one kid designs it, one kid will do the art, and then I do the programming. So that's what I'm going to be doing all of this week, probably next week as well, over week. This is my Christmas holidays. Is I will be working. Damn it. Damn it. But this is actually pretty fun. It's a little hard, and but it's also, when you actually get something to work, it's like, yay! And, making a full-fledged game quickly is not easy, no matter how much is done for you. But I've now got a new button, so if I walk somewhere and I press a button, it deploys the fabricator. And now there's a fabricator there. It just deploys a new one. It doesn't consider that there is only one fabricator. It just spams another one. So I could just go like spam, 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 and it'll just make a bunch of them. Right. But that's progress, right? Isn't it? Kinda. I think so. Boop. The learning curve is definitely present. There's a learning curve, but I'm making bits of it. So I have a GUI, a user interface. So I've got my buttons that do things, and I have my display thing that displays things. I don't know what the user interface should be. I think when you go to the fabricator, another user interface should appear that is the fabricator user interface when you step on the little hot plate. But then speaking of the fabricator, when it's initialized, the grid is visible. So what I should do is I should create it with a transparency of 1. No. No, that was right. Undo that. When you are not using it, the transparency is 0. And then we load the fabricator terminal, and we create the grid, and we want to create it with a transparency of 1. So now it'll be invisible. See? Nothing. Step on it, step off it. Step on it, step off it. Spawn another one. It's invisible. Step on it, step off it. Perfect. The next layer is that instead of just fabricating a new fabricator every single time, I should probably change the word module to fabricator. Find module. Can I control H? Module, replace it with fabricator. Uh-huh. How do I do this? There we go. There, now it's a fabricator. So it's cool that we can create new fabricators, but I'm excited. The fabricator manager probably should manage instances of fabricators, unless the fabrication, this is the fabrication manager. So this thing is going to handle the, I don't know what it's going to handle. The block placement, the ray tracing. I don't know. I'm not sure. Because what we want to have happen is when the fabricator is clicked, we want the fabrication user interface to appear. So that is something we could do. So what I'm not sure is if the screen GUI, I mean, it has all these visible buttons, but I basically want things to be not visible unless you've triggered an event that causes it to be visible. And presently, I think the events so this code is updating the inventory manager. I think I have an idea. I need an event. See, now everything's all about events, baby. We need well, we've deployed the fabricator event. If it's deployed and you stood on it, so the standing on it is a server-side event. So if you stood on it on the server-side event, then you get your, so we'll make this a remote event, and we're going to call this one Show Fabricator UI. How you doing, Zed? Happy Sunday to you. Thank you for visiting. You have no idea. I have been streaming, and people, I think, appear or come and show up, but they don't say anything. So it's just silence. Although some people from YouTube have said stuff, but they usually say only a little tiny bit, and then they leave, and they never say goodbye. You know, it's just the decorum, the streaming decorum has really gone downhill in this day and age. Really gone down. Fabricator, you show fabricator or fabrication. Fabrication UI. That's what I like, that idea better. The fabricator is the object, but the fabrication UI. They're kind of a dud, it's only been like 6 years, and now everybody just they just come and go. There's just no manners. I don't understand. I get that maybe they are also wiser. Maybe they're not a dud. Maybe they're wiser, and what they have come up with is an awareness of protection of self-identity, and they don't constantly want to put themselves out there in any arbitrary interaction. I think it's a little shy, but maybe they're shy. However, you can't keep saying hi to everybody, because immediately some needy person like me is like, oh, hi, how you doing? What you up to? What are you interested in? And they don't want to be answering questions. And then they have to type it in. And I guess so. Video chat. I don't use that. I mean, honestly, I don't want to type either. Honestly, I like to babble too. So And this format of babbling, when I think I have somebody around to babble to, I appreciate. Because, you're not on the hook to be part of the conversation. If I'm doing something, you can just sit back and just chill and go, oh yeah, Sass is just doing stuff and I don't mind them listening to them babble away. It's pleasant babble. As long as there's this, the swearing is kept to a minimum. Although, speaking of which, poopy pants. I don't see the counter on the screen. It's like the overlay is broken. Poopy pants. Oh, there it is. It appeared. I swore. I'm so sorry for my foul language. Oh, I can make my own Shirley Temples. Heaven, let me tell you. I'm not a complex person. So, what are we talking about here? We're talking about a show fabrication UI. And what happens is when the fabricator says you're now using it, instead, what's going to happen is we're going to change the transparency of the thing. We don't need to say you're using it. Oops, that's the wrong comment symbol. Instead, we can grab the event and trigger it. This is so exciting. Watch this. This is incredible. We go bloop, copy, fabricator. I don't think this is where it belongs, but I'll put it here. And then the event that we're looking on is show fabrication UI. And this is the show fabrication UI event. And we're going to show that fabrication, and we're going to fire it on the client with an argument which is true or false. True. And then when you are not using it, we will hide it. Fabricator is available. We don't need that anymore. Boop, boop. And we will say false. And then over on the client, I have no idea. But what we'll do is we'll have the scrap counter. So that's one blob. And then we'll make another one. Okay, well, screen GUI, that's an everybody parent. And then that's for the counter display. And then this one is going to be the on connect player. And this one is going to be not on timer event, but on show fabrication UI. Wow. Fabrication UI. And then what this will be is a screen GUI. We'll go over here to the GUI thing. Where's the display? I don't know. I've got so many things open. There it is. I don't know how. Oh, there's a little scrolly thing. Okay, so over here, what we're going to do first was we will make a frame. Add a frame. So So this will be our GUI for things, and then it'll have parts, and it'll be some kind of list of parts, I think, somehow. And I will rename this to be called the fabrication UI. And then it can have a text label, which is fabricator title. Hello? What did I do? Fabricator title. Boop. And the text will read fabricator. And we can make that, well, first off, we hate the background. So we're going to change this background to be a Roblox rounded style. And the text will have $15, $14, I don't know. Text color can be white, and the background can be black. Okay. Background transparency can be 80%. I don't know. And then the size of the font can be bigger. And then some kind of UI user interface will go there. Some kind of, you know. And so what we want to see is when you step onto the thing, that'll appear, and then it won't appear. So the initial state, we want to look for visible. Hey, baby. Oh, who's lovely? You are. Let's just give you an itch. Yeah, who's lovely? Who's happy? Who's a happy kitty cat? I'll pet you. Woo! Woo! Oh, you're gonna come in for a hug? You want a hug? You do, Lars. Oh my word. Who's so lovely? Here, you want to listen do you want to listen to Dangerous Goods, Zed? I can only really listen to my music, because of rules. I don't have that much music recorded. There was all my old Velvet Vibes. I could find one of those. Maybe I'll play one of those. Let me look on my YouTube channel. Hold on. Doop deep doop beep boopity boop bitty doop deep doopity doopity boop. YouTube Studio. Content. Videos. Icicles? Here's one. That was Icicles from 7 years ago. So long ago. You know, I'm glad I kept some of these recordings. So much of it is gone. So many of these little jams are gone, but like the really good ones, I was a little bit diligent to capture them. Um, and yeah, I kind of agree with you. That's they embody in for me a hopefulness of like music does make me feel better. It 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 helps me cope, right? So um, having so it makes me think I should like redo them so that I don't have all of the little mistakes that I make in them. Although some of the mistakes made them what they are, so I would just do the mistakes properly. Get rid of all the little flubs and missed notes and stuff and just make it sound clean and pure. Maybe add accompaniment to it if possible, if relevant. Yeah, the jam sessions, they might return. They're not really, I hear you. And you know what, though? I'm going to say something else. Everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. There one that you loved that is gone? No, nothing's gone. It's just hidden. I did make some of them more visible, though. I'm not sure what you're talking about. View my channel. So videos, I put skipping back on, which I think you really loved skipping. And then live videos is there's a whole bunch of garbage in live. There was even some of me jamming. I don't know if there's any good music in those. That was in 2000 or 2020 where nobody cared anymore. I didn't care. My ass was my yeah, it all fell apart. Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Just a second. I will find it. Um, YouTube Studio. I know what you're talking about. I know of what you speak. Buh. I think it was this one. It's unlisted. Because it has my big dumb face on it, so. Here it is. There you go. That was called Seaside. I don't know where the names came from, but that's what it's called. Seemed like an appropriate name. Still seems like an appropriate name. Isn't that weird? Yeah, such a rock star. Oh my gosh. Just need to a drug overdose or what is it called? Where you throttle yourself around the throat. Was it Michael Hutchins from NXS or Chris Cornell? None of that, eh? um, yeah, it could be. It is nice. I don't listen to those very often. They don't show up in the mix, if you will. They could though. I have golly, Zed. I have improved my bot a little bit more. Earlier today, I worked on my music player, although I still have a couple more tests to do. But now it properly plays YouTube videos one after another. And you can pause and resume. The pause is a little gimpy if you fast forward the playback bar in the video's player itself. It will pause and then it gets confused about what the state of the player is. So you end up pausing, playing, pause, and then it sorts itself out. And then there is a ability to resize. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. So like I've gotten this thing to work. I'm going to mute channel 3 here so I can play. So that works. And then I can go previous song, or I can go back to next song. And so it skips the videos properly, like instantaneously. And then these things kind of remember their playback position, which is kind of wacky. And then if it gets to the very end, the plugins, the music has the playlists. So this is my main playlist, and so the main playlist are all of these YouTube videos, these hour-long female pop singers, Linkin Park, alternative rock, all 90s stuff. I'm such a Gen Xer. I couldn't help myself. But anyways, so there's like hours of music in just a couple tracks here. But when they finish, then it goes to the next one, and then if this playlist finishes, then, and I have, just for test, I have my test pattern playlist, which just has the Beaupre test pattern. It will skip to another playlist. So you can basically have multiple playlists with different things and blah blah blah, and that is working. The things that are now the things left to do is the resizing. There is a command to resize the iframe. So I think if I do a resize, if I continue to play with resize, I should be able to resize this window. So that these buttons aren't supposed to be dangling off the bottom. They're supposed to be inside the panel, but tucked underneath it so that you can see them. And then I added these buttons. I haven't tested them yet because I just was like, but maybe you try it. Yeah, they don't work. And then, but yeah, there's still some resizing problems with Windows. So, but the player's working. So when I'm working and not streaming, and I can listen to music, I can just push play, and then music just plays and plays and plays and plays and plays and plays. And I'm happy now. That's functioning. I saw a posting on Reddit about the Hue, and they wanted to be able to list off the serial number of the device, but you can't get it. You can get more. There's more settings you can display. This is all foobar. If I wanted this to be proper, then these menus should pop up a much more specific menu depending on what type of device is clicked in here. The light devices show up as if they're bridges, which they're not. They're just devices, but they have different settings. So maybe the setting type that they have allows different controls to appear. So you could control an individual light from there. That's not really the model that the thing follows, although, like you're supposed to just pick scenes, and you have the scene and then what room it belongs to, and then you can activate it. So if I activate it, the scene turns to that scene. I usually have it on gaming, and then I actually edited the gaming scene so that Kitty was more visible. A little spotlight on her. She's the real star. You know it. Because the main application is there, see? Make her a little bit the star. It seems to be pretty good. And I'm just, I don't know. Experiments. Ideas. The YouTube plugin is a little dicey because it has that 10,000 points quota per day. If I'm streaming for hours, I use it up in no time. It's gone. So then I don't know when it renews. There's no function to query what your daily quota quantity is. There are alerts you can subscribe to that you get via email. It's all kind of goofy. So yeah, I'm not convinced that I know what my opinion is about that. Anyways, boop. We'll go back to work here. We'll go back to the real thing. In terms of coming along, it's just functioning. What else did I fix? I fixed if OBS isn't running, it was going into a kind of a rabid connection retry 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I made it so that I could pass in a retry count as a variable argument. So now it just tries once every 30 seconds, so it's a little less spammy. But most of the time I tried to have retry as a kind of an automatic function of asking to make a connection. But when you know the connection isn't there, then retrying rapidly 10 times in quick succession is kind of silly, or at least not having the ability to set the retry period, the interval. Oh, ideas. Okay, so I'm not getting the player. That's the wrong thing. I need to get the player because this is inside of here. So let's hit stop. And the server script, we're getting a hit. We could maybe get the player from the hit. Although I think the thing that is the hit, I think it'd be the hit parent. If the thing that hit is a human, then get the parent, and that might be the player. So the fabricator hit function, I could do the same thing as a scrap and basically go, if that's the parent, fabricator, I did do that. So if the hit parent and the hit parent find first child humanoid. So if I go hit parent, maybe that's what the play. That might be the right hit parent. And in the same case, the no hit parent, maybe it's the same thing. Um, maybe that's it. If the parent and the parent is parent and the bead, and then the thing that I'm hitting is the hit parent instead of that, and then that it would be right. And if that's right, we will find out promptly right away. We'll go, and it's wrong. And it says the player argument must be a player object. Okay, so what if hit parent? Parent? The hit? Maybe the hit is a player. I found a thing. I think it was in Player Manager. Where am I calling get player from? Player manager get player. Player get player from character hit parent. That's what I was looking for. I knew I had an example. So the fabricator, if it's a humanoid, then the player. Oh no, go back to where I was. Scrap. I need the player service, fabricator. So I get the player from the thing. So that's what I'm trying to do. And then the same thing goes here. So I'll put that here. Player. Oh, no. That'll be right. I think that is going to be right. So now when I run over this little thing, you see how it didn't work? Screen GUI is not a member of replicated storage. What is this? Local script. Where is this? Oh, what is that? Oh, I didn't understand what that was. Okay, let's delete that. Um, Display Manager. So we should be seeing print on Show Fabrication UI. And the fabrication counter is the scrap counter. It's not the inventory. It's all wrong. It's screen GUI dot fabrication UI. There we go. Play. I'm grabbing the completely wrong UI. So now, I didn't even notice. It is not working. See how it's not working? Because it's not being fired correctly. Fabricator. Let's go back here. You are now using the fabricator. And we fire on the client for a given player. The Show Fabrication UI event. Show Fabrication UI. Got it. And we fire that on the client. And on the client, we connect. Come on, really? So dumb. We have to get the event. All of the brain cells firing here. We need the event, which is the. Oh my God! It's Cardinal. Oh my God! You were typing in YouTube. Beep boop beep boop. That language looks like a mix of JavaScript and Python. Okay, I wasn't looking. I wasn't looking at that screen, and then you joined in here, and I got the doorbell, and then I went and I looked at to see who was here. I just don't care. Cardinal, how nice to see you. Happy winter period, or as the British Columbian government or health government saying, happy contagious. No, pulmonary infection season. Respiratory infection season. There's a commercial on YouTube. Oh my God, it makes me so angry. This respiratory illness season. Yeah, jolly Saint Apocalypse. This event is called the Show Fabrication event. Goop, goop, goop on show. There we go. Now, what should happen? If this happens, then this is a big deal. Oh, look at it, didn't happen. It's so exciting. The display manager on show, it's printing it. So we're getting the event, but the fabrication UI is not showing up. Okay, we'll have to print it off. I'm making a Roblox game for my kids. Isn't that nice? Aren't I the best parent? It's their design. I'm just the programmer. Nil. Oh. What am I doing wrong? When you run over it, fabricator, show fabrication UI, fire client, player true. What's going on? It should have two variables. It should be visible. But it says nil. I'm going to print the player too then. Player, comma, blah, 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 comma. You could get them Roblox. What do you mean I could get them Roblox? Roblox is a platform. What? There is no... Oh my god. I don't understand. So there is no first argument. That is the first argument. So this is... This should work. Sometimes you have to pass in a parameter. Oh, look at it. See? I go in here and the user interface appears. Yay! And so then you have your editor mode, and then you'd have buttons. I don't know how to move the chat. Victory! How you been, man? So the way this works is you run around and you collect ski hill. Yeah, no snow. Something about a freaking Canada-wide drought. Whoop. Yeah, it's crazy. No rain. I mean, British Columbia, no rain. Endlessly. "4C." You're in Saskatoon, right? Am I remembering the locations correctly still? Or am I confused? The last couple of years I smoked a lot of weed. I don't know how to get rid of this. What is this? Okay, make that go away. You can find your camera and self-view controls here. Can I move this? Are they always there? That's what I want to see. And then I made a button. So right now this is just anchored there, but you're supposed to be able to place this wherever you are. And then you would pick it up again. Oops, I just put two of them on there. And then you press it. It'd probably be a toggle button. So you like place it and then you make it go away. But right now it just spams them. Kind of excited. This is cool. We'll just say. Because there was I'm not going to sound like a, because you play guitar, or you're a musician too, and that's, there was another viewer whose name was Kendall, and I get scared that I've crossed my wires with who's whom when there's names that are so close. So I'm like, ah. But I have it. I have you locked in my head as the guitar person in Saskatchewan. That's all I needed to know. Let me add that as a note to you. Let me go to Cardle. Oh, where the heck is the window? Intro. Guitar guy in Sask works at Ski Hill. very cool. There. I'm sorry. Now it's all. You have a 3D printer? Yeah, I got one a couple years ago. We have printed. Here, I'll show you what I printed. I'll make the window a little big. Well, that's the kitty cam. But I printed this. Kind of. Where is it? It's a. It's tiny. It's a little model. It's got the gun clearing thing, and it. And then we printed a bigger one. An 18. It's legal. We checked all the legalities of it. This thing is just a toy. It's super tiny, and it's just nonsense. If you make a toy replica, non-functioning toy replica from less than 1889, then it's legal. And so this from 1849. Yes, you cannot make any replica of any firearm from, not even about accuracy, it's about its ability to take a charge. I don't know if I should have even shown that on camera. I'm probably going to get in trouble now. Oh no, what have you done? But it's legal. I looked it up. I looked up the Canadian Firearms Code, and damn, don't tell anybody. Don't be an asshole. A coin sorter? Well, there you go. Now you can sort your coins. You got it all figured out. My goodness, talk about knocking 2023 to the ground. All those unsorted coins that were just messing up your day. Bam! You've got it settled. I'm so proud of you. I know. Who wouldn't want a coin sorter? That's like really taking life by the throat. I'm not making fun. I'm proud of you. Good for you. What else have we made? I made a vacuum attachment for my sander. We've actually printed several model weaponries. I'm not going to talk about that too much. My artist kid has 3D modeled their creatures, and then we've done those things. I made an overhead camera mount out of extruded aluminum so I could film the printer. Oh my goodness. You are like way ahead of the class. Mine just sits over there. It's in the corner in the dark. Way over there. Most of the time off. Although I've gone through 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 spools of stuff, 4 spools of things. And I've got 2 up on the rig, and then somebody found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spools of filament in the trash in the alleyway. Somebody was getting out of the hobby, I guess. It's all this clear stuff. Maybe it's glow in the dark. I don't know. But it's like decent quality filament. Maybe it's wet or doesn't flow right, or I don't know. I haven't tried it. Don't want to gum up my machine. I got a Prussia Mark III. Or Prusa Mark III. Thing prints amazing. It's so good. What did you get? Uh-oh, you're going to be printing your own guitar pedals pretty soon. I don't have the brain for electronics. It's magic. I've watched so many electronics videos over the years. So many. But I don't get it. How long have I been doing this? This is 3 hours of programming. That feels like enough for one day. I am impressed. This is great. You have to be impressed too. Come on. Oh, and then I made this thing, this little number counter. So when you collect one of the scrap boxes, the counter down here on the right hand side goes from 7 to 8. And then, of course, the scrap turns gray or rusty colored and then it vanishes. 3D printed guitar. That rocks. Oh, baby. What time is it? It's almost 6 o'clock. I was going to make some chicken and rice and a salad for dinner. And then probably come back and play GTA or something. Or something. I don't know what. I can only program for so much now. I mean, I freaking program all day, every day. Just get tired of it. But this is fun. Ooh, let me see. What is that? Screen capture tool. What is it? Four coasters. A coaster holder? Aw, that's nice. So did you get some cork and then you embedded the cork into the drink coasters so that you don't melt the plastic? Because, your super hot chocolate mug on PLA coaster and it'll all warp and get all goofy. You don't want that. Cardle, you don't want that. Well, I don't know how hot you make your coffee or your hot chocolate. You maybe, you're middle of the country, a little bit weird in the head. Maybe you do turn up the heat a little bit. McDonald's, exactly. See, you understand. Maybe you're a little old lady playing guitar with a 3D printer. 2,000-degree coffee. I would like my coffee enough to melt my dentures. So the next step for me is that when you step onto the fabricator, you can ray trace an editor. So this is like a vehicle editor, and you build your vehicle on this little platform, and you go build, and scroll around, and you place blocks somehow. So this would be show you blocks. Maybe the platform isn't just a single square like it is now. Maybe it's an entire floor that appears underneath it, so you can run around your model and view it from different angles and zoom in. Because if you are stuck here, you can't. Your camera is anchored to you. Unless when you stand on here, I can detach the camera, and I haven't looked up. And you use the parts you collected. That's kind of the idea. Although so all these blue blocks, I think, are scrap. And so maybe that block is worth 10 scrap. Right now I'm just collecting one item at a time, but I'm imagining that these blocks, they collect 10 scrap. And maybe there's different kinds of scrap. There's like level 1 scrap and level 2 scrap. And then you go on to the thing and you deposit the scrap into the fabricator. And so some kind of this tally goes and it turns into scrap, and now you can build blocks, and then the different kinds of blocks appear that you can build, and then you build the blocks to build your car. But maybe the tier 2 things cost lots of tier 1 scrap or only a little bit of tier 2 scrap. I don't know. It's for my youngest to design. It's their design. I'm just the programmer. What do I know? But they have artwork. I was gonna put it in my Discord. I made a Discord again. Can you believe it? I finally crawled out of my grave. At least I'd like to think that I've crawled out of it, but I've crawled out of it. All my behavior was all kind of hesitantly self-destructive, where I would delete the servers and unfriend everybody. And is that the right link? Tell me if it works. I have no idea. Is that the right invite? Nope. What? No, 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 no. Uh, server settings. Invites. Invite code. Oh, I'm in. I. Here's a list of the things. I have one. I'm in server. Disables. Okay, wait a minute. Now I can get at it. Server settings. Invites. There it is. It's. Why is the user interface so gunky? Let me fix the news item. Discord. Bang Discord. Commands. Discord. Edit. HTTPS Discord. Ooh. Edit. Paste. Oh, anybody can print this. Moderator streamer. Okay. Okay, try that again. And see if that's the right one. That's awesome. Yay! Let me go back to Discord wherever it went. Exit, arrivals, Cardle, add friend, give you roles. Look at that. We are so on top of things. So then there's a car, and then you run around and you drive around in your car and you shoot bad guys like Mad Max style, or you can get out of your car and shoot guys Mad Max style with your hands with weapons that you apparently have that I don't think you have. I don't have yet. That's the next thing I have. The next thing I was going to figure out was ray tracing. So I need to take the 2D position of the mouse, cast a ray into the world, communicate that to the server to find out what block you're connected to on the tile, and then make a selected block that you're building, and then have it be make this into an editor. Yeah, I guess that could be the case. I could do that. And then once the car is built, it will plop down the instance of the car, or you'll select, and then you'll have a car and you'll drive your car around. And then this world, instead of doing an endless open world, what I'm imagining is you do maps, and kind of like Lego Movie. So this would be like the freaking whatever weird gray world. It wouldn't look like this. There's no terrain yet. There's going to be terrain and grass and puddles. It's going to be something, but then you get to the edge and then it goes to a loading screen for no good reason, just to show a little like Indiana Jones, boop, 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 with little X's, and then you end up in the desert biome, and now it's sandy, and then you need to have you need sand tires, and you need like a high torque engine or something, or high rev, low, what is it, a limited RPM engine, a limited high rev engine, so you get like rooster tail sand all over the place, and then you go around and you get sand blocks or something, and then you pick up scrap from a different thing and you get some kind of different quality, and then you can go to the mud land and you need mud tires or whatever, and you go things, and swamp land, or maybe not swamp, maybe there's just grassland, and so there's like weeds, something like that. But in each of these biomes, for all intents and purposes, there'd be a boss that you defeat to get extra power blocks that boost your car's ability. Maybe it can go faster for a time, or it can jump or something, or it has a turret. You can mount a turret on it. Maybe that's the special block you can get. You have an idea? Make the platform raised with a circular platform, a single entry point, has a hitbox around the entire top of the thing. You could walk around. Well, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, so you would come I'll use this one. You would, so you drop these, bloop, and then and then you would pick it up again. I haven't made it so that these are one instance. I've just spammed new ones. But it could be that this is a hit zone that appears all the way around, and now it's on, and maybe it draws a fence or something. But then the other idea was that the car or the vehicle that you build could be really big, and then I'm also going to have the vehicle have mass, so you need power, a certain amount of horsepower to move a certain amount of mass. So things will use power, and then that's it. That's, I think, the whole game. You run around, collect the loot, drive your car, defeat the bosses, collect more bricks, build a bigger car, go to another zone. Oh, you have ideas. Yeah, that's a good idea. I like it. I don't have a blue is the terminal. Yep. And then you end up with the garage. This was just the most minimal. Now, one thought was that if you made a bigger car, that these tiles would grow in whatever direction, so that there's always one tile of extra hologram in your build area, except for this direction. I mean, like, you got to build some direction. Build that way, kiddo. Yeah, so this hologram is growable, but maybe it isn't. Maybe there is a limit to the size of the car you build. Although, I think it would be kind of fun to build a really stupidly wide car. You use up all your scrap. Scale the hitbox in a specific direction, anchored in the center. Well, this one is all anchored. It's always in this orientation. This is block 0, row 0, or block 1, row 1, 2, 3, row 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. So I coded it this way with a fixed orientation. It could be an arbitrary orientation. It's in world coordinates. Everything is in world coordinates, so it's a fixed orientation. I haven't looked to see if I can make local orientation for objects and then have this entire object just placed with an arbitrary world orientation. I know I can now spam them. I can make multiple of them. That much I know. I can go boop, 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 and then run like a piano back down on them. That's right. That would be what I should do. But this is all brand new test code. Like I'm just taking each of the core ideas and trying to implement a vertical slice of just that one thing to see if I can make it work. It's production ready. What? I sometimes I'm a little dumb, okay? It must be the hormones. Sometimes my brain is a little foggy. For me, this is all a huge win. The fact that this goes away when you land on this, the fact that now there's a user interface that appears over here, that was a win. The fact that this thing, those are my wins for the day. The next thing, like I said, was this. Then once I got basic connection, a raycast collision with this, and I can select a block, and I can slide the block around like my player character, but on this plane. And maybe that plane is too high, but the reason it's high is so that if you put wheels on it here, the wheels will dangle below this plane. And then when you get off it, the car will still be visible and it will drop down onto the ground. And then the theory is if there is a car on the ground, then it would snap it up and suck it into the blueprint machine. Maybe. Or it wouldn't. I don't know what it would do. It probably would do that. So you would drive your whole car into here, and then you'd activate the garage with the terminal, and boom, and then maybe that's a switch, and then you walk around in editor mode so you can see different angles. I don't know. I'm kind of in a vacuum of design. But then once I can collide with this and just drag a block around, then I might, if I position it and I can attach a second block to it, so I can weld blocks together to create something. That will be as far as I take this little piece. I know I gotta go cook and stuff. I can feel it. I can feel the lack of food in my sucking at my brain cells. And then I'm gonna do melee and range combat, or being able to hold tools in your hands, and have that as a thing. And then I will make a basic block with a base, enemy bases with some kind of sentry that roams around, and then I'll probably try to question what kind of AI I can do for them so that they can be an actual reasonable risk to you. Either they follow a track, like a sentry track, or they shoot, and so that'll be kind of interesting. And then the car physics. Once I'll put in a car, and I have to do car physics, and then I have to do the bosses, and then the terrain, and then the sound. 1,000,000 damage. I think that's what some of the bosses do. Let me see if I can find it here. I'm going to put, so if you notice, I don't know if you can read it, but there's a void trifecta thing in the server, and there's nothing there yet. Let me go get something. I'm going to copy a piece of art from previous designs, because there is design work for this. The youths have done work. Scrolling. 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 Please wait while I scroll some more. I am scrolling. Still scrolling. Holy crap. My child sends me lots of messages. I'm very pleased about that. Or I am guilty that whatever they sent me is so far back in time. Oh my God. I feel like that's gone too far back. Oh, here we go. Copy image, paste image. That's one of the boss monsters. Copy image, paste image. Copy image, paste image. Always a dragon, some big snake monster thing. And then I know for certain that there's something about. I feel like I've gone back too far. What is this? December 4th? Oh, maybe it's way earlier. I don't know how far back. I don't even know what to search for. Game design. Game idea. E and I came up with this. Kind of curious. I want an older. What's it called? Car? So car draw. Totally is looking. I'm stuck. I don't know what I'm looking for. I know I just recently found it. How dumb. This is kind of one of those problems. I wanted to put all of these things that they'd sent me in the design chat, so I had one place for it. My problem is now I'm thinking about ways to do stuff in your game instead of mine. Oh, you're making a game too? You have to update my Discord invite like on my Twitch channel. Oh, is it wrong as well? Oh. Uh, Discord. Copy. We're gonna go all out on this channel like you wouldn't believe. Channel. Oh, I don't want to listen to me. Thank you. Edit panels. Discord. Oh yeah, that's like some crazy old. Submit. Twitter. I moving Twitter. Twitter can go suck an ass. There, I think that's right. Join my Discord. Nope, can't do it. It's so broken. You'd think I'd know better. For 2 years with people? Okay, what is it about? It's the Sims and Roblox? Is that what you're making? Tell me. I'll go in a minute. I want to hear your story. What are you making? Is it going to be cool? Is it going to be better than this? I doubt it. This is going to have snacks and Mad Max cars. It's got bouncing cubes in space. Come on. You can't beat this. This is top tier. I spent 30 years of my life building up to this. I'm waiting. However, I think Zed is still hiding in the background. So I want to see if I can find something else nice for him to listen to. I think I like this one. Did I? How about this one? I don't know. I kind of want to do apple slice. I feel like that one was a good one. I don't remember though. Let's listen to it. Da ba da boop ba da ba. Gotta take care of my Zed here. Make sure that they've got their ears filled with rattly nonsense. Epic ripped out the important parts being exposed in blueprints for connecting clients to a dedicated server. What a lot of games people make are join a host type of thing. That was called Apple Slice. That was 7 years ago. Pass variables around. Well, that's what your game instance is for. If you are trying to persist any data between maps, you store it in the game instance. And now you know. That's okay. The server has their own game instance. You can have different things in the game instance that the server has that the client doesn't have. The application I'm writing at work, it's in Unreal. I don't know anything. I'm lying to you. I'm making shit up. The game instance has a server hub manager, so the server makes a connection to an external server that actually persists game data across sessions, and then does a whole bunch of back-end stuff. And the client, it doesn't have a connection to the server, so it's not a dedicated server, so it just doesn't have that. You have to have the I can't use their session system. Yes, you can. You just don't want to. You are too special. You and your Arduino light controllers, and you just have got to get that chip off your shoulder. I don't know what. You know nothing. My favorite story about this French-Canadian drill sergeant in the Canadian forces. During training, he got all uptight and was in the parade ground marching in front of all of his troops. And he said, you think I know fuck nothing? Well, let me tell you, I know fuck all. And that was true. It was a true story. This is the way the world is. It's just filled with truth. Truth everywhere. It's so nice for you to visit. Oh my God. You know, I stream for hours and there's nobody here, nothing to say except myself, and I'm so tired of my own company. It's so nice to have you here, man. It's just a delight. It's 6:30. I'm going to go cook chicken. I know I disappeared, and it's my fault. It's part of being what I am and who I am and everything that's happened to me. A lot of head injury, perhaps. I don't know. It took this long to get myself back on. I did a live feed a year ago, and then about in the last 6 weeks or so, I've been getting myself back on a horse. The loneliness is off the rails. I am so fucking lonely. That's not going to change. I'm basically trapped in this house. I'm never going anywhere. And I try to make friends, and that's nice, but I don't know. I don't know, man. You know, just fucking life. Here, this was my best song off my album. Listen to this and be amazed, because you've heard it before, but you can hear it again. I love it. It's called Lost. Peace out. Love ya. I'll let this one trail to the end, but thanks for coming by.